Hello, YouTube friends. It's been a little while since I made a video. It's been a little bit crazy for me. I broke my toe a few days ago and got a lot of other kind of personal stuff going on, but I'm trying to catch up on getting some videos made for you guys, and I'm also trying to make sure that I don't neglect my Goimagine shop or my Etsy shop or anything else. So the video I'm making today is going to be pretty short. I am working on another shop critique, and I've done some research on it so far, but I'm just not quite ready to put that all together, make the video and post it up. But I do hope to get that done in the next few days, and then I have a third one that's kind of on the back burner that someone's asked me to do. So that's kind of where I am at with that. If anybody is looking for a shop critique, make sure that you join our Facebook group called Goimagine Help, and then you can get a shop critique as well. If for any reason you're new here and haven't seen any of the videos, I'm Randy. We Crafty Creations is my company name, and I am trying to do a lot of videos about Goimagine to help a lot of new sellers out and people who might need a little assistance. And then also, I'm an Etsy seller and everything else as well, so sometimes I'll sprinkle a few other things in. But this one right here is about doing a listing audit for Goimagine, and this is my little to-do list that I wrote down, and I do apologize, it's pretty messy. But I have this on a note card, and I've had this for weeks, and I keep going back to it. And this is kind of my list of what I want to audit on each of my Goimagine listings. And when I do finish the audit, then I'm going to change the SKU number. I forgot the E in change. And I've got them as A1, A2, A3, and the A is for audited. And when I'm in the middle of auditing one and I know I might get distracted or pulled away, then it just says A. And then once I'm done with it, then I add the number at the end for the next one that I've audited. And I've only done 7 completely. So, and I've been trying to do this for weeks, but I have added some more things onto it as I go, and I really just want to make sure that I have my listings perfect. Everybody's a little bit different. If you have a lot of one-of-a-kind items and you're only going to sell it once, it's not necessarily as big of a deal to get every little detail perfect. But for me, I have items that I make over and over again, and so I really want to make sure that all the photos are good, that I'm not forgetting anything that I want to have in my listing. So of course, title and tags, very important. And then the description, and in my description I have a couple of links, one that leads to my mailing list sign up and a coupon offer, and one that leads back to my main shop address. So if someone is looking at this particular item and it's not what they're looking for, they can click that when they're reading through the description, if they happen to be, and then it would take them back to my main shop and kind of get them started back at square one. So I want to make sure that those links are properly in there. And then photos, and making sure this where it says last photo, this is because the last photo has been showing up when people are searching in Google search for something. Like for me, let's say somebody searches for personalized bear magnet, and my items are probably going to show up there, and when they do, they would see the very last listing photo that I have in Goimagine when they show that as an option for somebody. And before, my last listing photo was not a very good photo at all. It was an infographic that would tell them about signing up for a coupon or something like that. So I have rearranged my photos to make sure my last photo is a pretty good photo as well, so that way if someone's searching in Google, it looks good. So that's one extra thing that I have to do on each of my listings, is to make sure the last photo is good and rearrange the photos. And also just make sure in general, like, hey, I was just doing my feather magnet today, and I'm like, I really don't like any of these photos. Looked through, I have one magnet right now, one feather that's been painted, that's sitting there, so I took another photo of it. I need to do a couple other colors as well, because I really don't like any of the photos, but that's, there's only so much you can do before you really need to move on and say it's good enough. So just you decide. And then the pricing, and I'm working on making sure that my pricing aligns with other items, so I don't have something that's kind of similar that's $1 or $2 more or $1 or $2 less. I really want it to kind of make sense, and so that way someone's kind of really looking at things, it doesn't look weird. and then how it's made section is filled out. Some of them I don't have that in there right now. A lot of it's copy and paste because a lot of my items are very similar in the material they're made of and everything, but I still want to make sure it's filled out. The stock levels on items, some people don't worry about that as much as others, especially if you have just one of a kind and everything's just going to say one, and then once it's sold, it's done, and you're going to make a different listing completely if you want to do it again, that kind of thing. And then quantity discounts. I want to offer quantity discounts on a lot of my items, so I'm doing that. And what I'm doing really is I am jumping in between the old dashboard and the new dashboard. And this one's going to sign me out probably, but this is not the new dashboard. This is the new dashboard. I'm going between them to make different changes because, for example, I'm on my phone right now, and like I'm on my lunch break at work. I can't use a computer to do this, for example. The new dashboard, I am able to rearrange the photo order. The old dashboard is the only place I'm able to delete a photo right now. So I'm going back and forth and making sure to save in between, and just trying to get at least 1 or 2 done each day during my lunch break. And then if I have some time at home on the weekend or when I'm not at my day job or whatever, then I can try to get more than just that done. Of course, my goal is to really get it all done here in the next week or so, because we're getting close to the magical Q4. Q4 is the fourth quarter of the year, so October, November, December. That's when things really start to heat up. We see a lot more sales. For me personally, the last week or two on my Etsy shop, I've gotten quite a few sales. A particular item just keeps reselling over and over again, and then I couldn't find any more supplies to make more of the same item, and I found a couple, and I need more, and I'm just like, oh shoot, and it's something you can't find online. It was at a particular store. The store's website is lame. It's hard to find anything on there, and I keep going to different locations of that store to try to find this one little supply item, and it's a very small part of it's a set of magnets, and it's one little very small part that I need, but without it kind of is missing something, and I don't think anybody would be interested in it. But anyway, it's kind of a long story, but it's been taking up a little bit of extra time to try to make all the listings and get them shipped out, but also I had to do a little search for this particular item, and I have a broken toe, so all good. So anyways, basically what I really wanted to just talk about is to make a plan and, keep that somewhere where you're constantly seeing it. I will go sometimes a few days without looking at this at all. And then I'll look at it and go like, oh yeah, I need to do that, and then I'll do one. And it's easy if you just do one at a time. One thing I was trying to do before is I was trying to go through and fix all the tags and try to make sure I had the tags how I wanted them for all my different listings. But I find it a lot more rewarding if I just fix one entire listing together. You could do it either way. You could go through and just mark one thing off of this list for all of your items if you wanted to. It's completely, subject to what's going on in your life, but that's just the way that I have found it more rewarding. And then I just know I've done that one. It's complete. The way that I had to do it, because I'm doing this whole A1, A2, A3, is I had to do it in the old dashboard because the old dashboard is the only place that I know of, at least. I might have missed something. I'm being impatient. I got to give it a second. Where the SKU number is right under the name of the product. So you can see there, custom cat fridge magnet A1, and the sunflower canvas sign A2. So it's really helping me, do what I need to do in the order that I need to do it in. Whereas in the new dashboard, the SKU number is not on the front of here, and the order that you can put these products in is pretty lame. There's not even a most recent edited. There's a created, but I created this random. Oh, that's weird. That's not what I expected it to say right there. I created a very random product recently, and it was just for a test, and it was showing at the top this whole time. For some reason, it's showing something else that I didn't create recently. I think it's showing me the opposite, the one I created first back in 2020. well, I don't know. It's changing things up on me. But either way, it's not putting things in the order that I need them in for me to go down a list. And you could do this in multiple ways, but this is the way that is working for me. And you need to find something so you have a system so you don't miss any. And, really the best thing would be is if you haven't made a lot of listings yet, or if you've done it right to begin with and you don't have to go back and do this. You do it one at a time when you make the listing, and just make sure that you cover all the key points and think about it, and don't rush, and really think about it and make sure you're not forgetting anything so you don't have to go back through and audit and change. My thing is that some of my items have been exported over from Etsy, and some of my items had really bad photos from, over 2 years ago, 3 years ago almost, I think. So, I just wanted to go back in and spruce things up. And then when I was in there, I noticed that I was using keywords that I used on Etsy that were very, very specific, and I wanted a little bit broader keywords on Goimagine. There were just all these other factors that kind of changed what I wanted over the last couple of years, and so that's why, I'm doing this audit. There is a way to do a bulk audit of certain things too, or a bulk change of things, and I don't know if it works very well. There is a global update. I don't prefer to try to do that on your phone. I think that's really best for the computer. And in general, it is faster to do almost everything that needs to be done on here on the computer than it is on the phone, at least for me personally. And one issue that I do run into is that I don't always have good internet service where I'm at. So I'm sitting at the doctor's waiting to get an x-ray on my toe, and I cannot seem to get enough service to do what I want to do my Goimagine listing. So, that's another thing that can control when and how you can do these things. But if you have that piece of paper, note card, you have something that reminds you in your phone once a day, whatever works for you, I highly recommend that. I've let this video go on a little bit long, but I just wanted to make sure to mention this to everybody. And really, truly, the best way to deal with this is to do it right the first time and not have to go back and audit and change things. So I should have said that at the very beginning of the video, but I appreciate you hanging in there with me, and look forward to being back with a shop critique here in the next couple of days. Let me know if you guys have any requests for special videos, and give me a thumbs up if you like this video, if it helped you in any way, and subscribe so you can see more videos like this later. All right, we'll talk soon.